Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is December 15th, 2024, and Barcelona just suffered yet another defeat, this time at the hands of Leganes at home. And with this, it's confirmed this team is definitely in crisis, and something needs to be done as soon as possible. Otherwise, we can kiss this La Liga title goodbye. This is the post-match live analysis. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. This is the post-match live analysis where we analyze Barcelona matches as soon as they end and where I get to interact with you lovely people in the chat section by reading your comments, answering your questions, and getting a discussion going. I did not do any videos yesterday because I was sick all day. I'm still feeling a little bit meh, but I am feeling a lot better. So today, after this post-match, I will be uploading several videos to catch you up on all the news of this weekend, since yesterday I didn't do any videos. Anyways, having said all that, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and let's begin with the post-match live analysis because, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona once again have lost, this time at the hands of Leganes, a recently promoted team, a team that's currently in the 17th position of the table. Just defeated us 0-1 at home. We're talking about a team with a budget of, I don't know, maybe Ansu Fati's salary, who comes to our home stadium, scores on us, and they do it in the first 3 minutes, and then they take away from us 3 very important points who we desperately needed, because just yesterday Real Madrid drew 3-3 with Rayo Vallecano, I think. Irrelevant. But yesterday, Real Madrid draws 3-3. They draw points, and instead of taking advantage of this amazing opportunity to pull ahead of Real Madrid, what do? We go and lose a match against a recently promoted team, a 17th position team at home. And he scored on us in the first 3 minutes. An absolute disaster right now. And when I say crisis, it's definitely a crisis. I'm not saying it just to generate, hype or to get some bait click or whatever you want to call it. I'm saying it because it is true. We have only been able to get 5 points out of the last 18. 5 points out of the last 18. We have lost against Las Palmas. We have lost against Real Sociedad. We have lost against Leganes. We have drawn against Celta Vigo. We have drawn against Real Betis. This team is in a crisis. Today I saw an interesting statistics that said if we only counted the points or the matches since El Clásico, when we defeated Real Madrid, Barcelona would be 6th right now. That's how bad we're doing. That's how many points we're dropping. We would be 6th if we only counted the points since the Real Madrid match, which shows that Barcelona have had a huge dip in form ever since that very tough week where we played against Bayern, Real Madrid, and Espanyol, because after pulling 3 out of 3 victories against, well, maybe not Espanyol, but against difficult opponents, this team has taken a huge dip in form. I see a team that runs in the Champions League games but jogs in La Liga matches. I see players that come out thinking that just because they're wearing the Barcelona crest on their chest that they're just automatically going to get a win. Like the opposite teams are just going to be like, oh, FC Barcelona, you win. Please score on us. And I'm seeing a team also that's mentally tired, physically tired, and I see players that are simply just not trying. Players who are just there because they have to be there, because they get paid a salary, and they're just showing up to work. Today, the only 2 players trying to get this team a win was Rafinha and Pedri. Everyone else seemed like they were just jogging, including Lamine Yamal, by the way, which I think he's just exhausted. He's played every single minute. But that's the second problem, is that we don't have a deep enough bench. You take out Lamine Yamal in order to rest him, and who do you have to put in his place? Ferran Torres, Ansu Fati, who, by the way, Ansu Fati's healthy, but he wasn't even chosen for this match. He was sitting in the stands, which shows even a deeper problem, but that's neither here nor there. So I see a team that's definitely in crisis, a team where Hansi Flick is going to have to figure something out. Otherwise, this La Liga race is over, because look at what the table looks like. And I'll make this bigger. Barcelona are still leaders. However, we have the same amount of points as Atletico de Madrid, who have one less match. So if they win that match, the outstanding match, they would surpass us. And we're only 1 point ahead of Real Madrid, who also have one less match. So if they win their respective outstanding match, they too would surpass us. So we could potentially right now easily be in third place. Not to mention, we play Atletico Madrid next week. So if we lose that match, which, by the way, how we've been playing, losing against teams like Leganes and Las Palmas at home, by the way, we could easily lose that match. And if we lose that match, Atletico Madrid could potentially be 6 points ahead of us. And this is the problem, because in October, we were 9 points ahead of second place, which was Real Madrid. In October, we were on our way to building a good lead and potentially ended up winning the season. And now we're only 1 point ahead of Real Madrid, tied points with Atletico Madrid, and both of them have one less match than Barcelona. And that's a big, big problem. And this is why I say this team is in crisis, because 5 points out of 18, we have completely bombed in the last 6 matches. 6 matches, that's a lot of matches to be bombing. That is a lot. We're not talking about a loss here, a loss there. Anybody could lose a match. Losing is part of the sport. Anybody can tie a match. Tying is part of the sport. But when you drop the ball for 6 consecutive matches, that's a sign of a crisis. This is no longer, a mistake here, a mistake there. No, this is definitely a sign of a crisis. And Hansi Flick is going to have to figure something out. We need action, because otherwise this season is over and we're not even halfway through. So very disappointing performance by the team. Now let's look at the lineup that Hansi Flick opted out for today. Hansi Flick, who was serving a suspension, so he wasn't at the, he wasn't on the sidelines. But we had, of course, Iñaki Peña as our goalkeeper. We had Koundé and Balde as our fullbacks, Íñigo and Eric Garcia. Of course, Eric Garcia replacing Pau Cubarsí. And then we had Marc Casado and Pedri in a double pivot. And then Rafinha, Dani Olmo, and Lamine behind Robert Lewandowski, who today was just not his day. Missed 3 clear chances. 3 clear chances. Barcelona could have easily scored 3 goals today, at least, maybe 4. There was one with Rafinha hit the post. There was the 3 clear chances of Lewandowski. There was one by Jules Koundé, who was pretty much had an empty goal, and he sent it out flying. Disaster of a match. Eric Garcia losing his mark, and then, causing that goal. By the way, despite that, I actually kind of liked what I saw from Eric Garcia as far as his forward passes. But complete disaster by the team. Again, the only 2 players trying today were Pedri and Rafinha. And again, I just don't understand what's going on, because we were talking about 2 different Barcelonas. We were talking about a Barcelona at the beginning of the season that was just absolutely demolishing their opposition, completely demolishing their opposition. Now to a Barcelona that struggles against a recently promoted team. And this is why I say this team is in crisis. Something needs to be done. Not so much the style of play. I think that's not the problem. We've seen that work, but something's going on. These players are not the same players from before. They're not playing with the same intensity. And Flick is going to have to figure a way how to turn things around. Otherwise, this season is over. All right, let's do the comment section. Then we will end the live. I will be doing, again, I will be uploading several videos tonight to keep you, bring you up to date with all the news from this weekend. Again, I wasn't able to do any videos yesterday because I was sick all day. Today, I'm feeling much better. I'm still a little weak, but I'll be uploading videos, so stay tuned to the channel. All right, Brian says, hey, Mo, this is the first Barca loss this season where I'm actually pissed off. Oh, Mo, disaster class. Eddie Garcia out. Ref sucks, and overall, this team fell asleep. This team started the match completely asleep. And again, I don't understand what's going on. Like I said before, I see a team that runs during Champions League matches, but jogs during La Liga matches. And I don't know if they think they're just going to win La Liga just because they wear the Barcelona jersey or what's going on, but something needs to be done. Yamal's New World Order says, I've been saying we've got unworthy average players in the squad, but their sentimental fans keep defending them, which annoys me more than anything. I mean, right now, there's nothing we could do. You can't get rid of players during the season. We have to wait either winter transfer market or summer. So for now, we have to figure out what to do with what we have. Just complaining, saying, oh, we don't have, these players are not good enough. It's not good enough. We have to figure out what to do with what we have right now. And what we have was enough. You know, at the beginning of the season, we saw how his team was just demolishing everybody left and right. But now somehow something has happened. That's something that's unclicked in the players' minds where they're simply just not trying anymore. The Jeff says, we have the bunch of players with no mentality, and half of them are now Barca level. We just overachieve with Flick's style of play. And Yosef says, someone needs to tell Rafinha to stop occupying space in the center. He's a damn left winger. Either stay wide or bring in a proper left winger who will stretch the field and help Balde on the left side. We do need someone desperately on the left wing. We do need a specialist on the left wing because, yeah, Rafinha he's just not a left winger, so you cannot expect him to play on the left wing. That's why he plays more through the middle, which is where he's better at, which leaves Alejandro Balde completely by himself, which is also unfair to Balde because, you know, time and time again, I keep seeing people like, oh, Balde sucks, Balde sucks. And I was like, no, Balde does not suck. Balde has to cover the whole field on the left side by himself. Anybody would suck if they had to cover that entire field by themselves. If you put in Lamine Yamal to cover the whole right flank, he too would be exposed because nobody can do that by themselves. And we need someone to help out Balde. And like you said, we need someone to stretch the field. Right now, we can only stretch it to the right because we have Lamine there. And today, actually, Lamine was not at his best, so we couldn't even stretch it on the right. So all of our plays were going through the middle. So all Leganes had to do is put all their players in the middle, and bam, they stopped us. Disaster. Datu says, good morning, Mo. Barca need Jonathan David. Lewa should not play for Barca. Agree with you, Mo. Crisis. Jonathan David is still, I don't know if that would be the solution. Again, one of the doubts about Jonathan David is the fact that he needs space to shine. And today we had no space. So I don't know if Jonathan David would have made any difference today without any space because Leganes defended pretty much with 11 players. Let's see. The Jeff says these players are already tired in the first half of the season, weak mentalities, and several of them not Barca level. Ahmad Farah says, lesson to learn. Please stop hyping Flick over Xavi or any previous coaches until the season concluded. I disagree with that. I think Flick has already shown that he's a million times better than Xavi. Plus, you're forgetting something. Flick is one of two coaches in history that have won a sextuple. So, yes, we can overhype Flick over Xavi big time because he is a better coach than Xavi. He had already shown that he was a better coach than Xavi before even arriving in Barcelona. So, yes, you can hype him up. Curran says, this shows it was never the coach was the problem. It's the players. Well, the coach was a problem too because under Xavi, we just had no – at least with Flick, we have a system of play. You can see what Barcelona are trying to do. Sometimes it doesn't work because the players are not trying. But under Xavi, there was no system of play. So whether the players tried or didn't try, it was still chaos. It was still 11 players out there on their own just trying to figure out what to do. So, yeah, the problem was Xavi as well. Batson says, La Liga is the worst league in the world. The referees always want Barcelona to lose. I'm not going to really blame it on the refereeing. Was the refereeing bad today? Was, but it's not because there's some kind of conspiracy to make Barcelona lose out there. It's just simple incompetence. I think the referees in La Liga are highly incompetent. But either way, I'm not going to blame it on the refs. I mean, you get Leganes, a recently promoted team in 17th place, comes to your stadium, scores a goal on you in the first 3 minutes. And you're telling me you cannot score 2 goals against them in the next 88 minutes? You just cannot put this on the referee. Nathan says, Mo, Lewandowski needs to be sold. He is washed. We need to find a good replacement. I don't think that's the case. He's the top scorer in La Liga, top scorer in Europe. I mean, if that's washed, I don't know what not washed is. I think as a fact is today was not his night. He missed. Anybody could miss. Kunde missed a goal twice. I mean, it is what it is. Yummy says, hey, Mo, I agree with you. We need someone on the left. The team needs more threat apart from just Lamine Yamal. 100%. The problem is we don't have the only difference maker on our team right now is Lamine Yamal. And if Lamine Yamal gets tired, if Lamine Yamal gets injured, if Lamine Yamal gets suspended, if Lamine Yamal gets a cold, we're screwed. We don't have anyone that can make a difference. And even when he's on top of his level, you know, he's just one player on the right. We need someone on the left to do the same. Let's see. Sila says, hi, Mo. I believe that the team's problems recently have to do with their opponent's tactical discoveries. I don't think so. Teams have been parking the bus against Barcelona for as long as possible. We were able to beat those low blocks at the beginning of the season. Now we're not. And again, it has to do with the players' mentality, the way how they've dropped intensity, the way they're just not trying as hard. You know, we've seen Netflix tactics work against low block teams. The problem is that in order for Flick's tactics to work, they have to be applied evenly by the whole team with lots of intensity, and these players are not doing that. Anyways, that is all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. I will be uploading some videos, news videos in a little bit, so stay tuned to the channel. Thank you again for watching. I will see you in those videos, and as always, Visca.